It's Madden NFL 24, and coming up next, it's a cross-conference showdown. It's the Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday Night Prime Time.
Well, it is perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football, and certainly the loudest as we welcome you to GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Tonight we've got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night matchup, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Here's Mecole Hardman. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Here's the Chiefs offense for their first possession, and it's Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
And simply put, for many, he's the gold standard for quarterbacks in today's NFL because of his ability to create, find the open man, use all the different arm angles that he has. He's a complete package, and boy, his team loves to play around him.
Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. That's complete. It's Travis Kelce. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down.
Man coverage on the left side, so I really like the design of this play because they opened up the field and brought their tight end the other way on a crossing route. That's a lot of ground to cover if you're a defender. I've been there before, unable to stay with his man there.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. And a catch made by Hopkins. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another first down.
Defensively going forward, they're going to have to watch out for him on plays just like that. It's a drag route across the field, and they're trying to free him up and let him run after the catch. That won't be the last time we see that play, and it works there to pick up a first down.
On first down, Mahomes able to find Gray here. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's second down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Second down and 4. They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
They'll try for the first with Pacheco. And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
Absolutely love the effort there. Flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. This winds up a disaster, nowhere near the marker. Andy Reid went for it, but it won't pan out. And this defense holds firm here on the opening drive of the night. Well, trying to be bold on the opening drive of the game, but that effort, it proves futile.
How many times have we talked with coaches where they've talked about taking the emotion out of their decision-making? I think that opening drive, if he didn't have it in his head to go for it before, I think that keyed into it. They were doing so well, and he decided to really establish something there. They didn't get it. Now they've got to make sure that they don't lose their focus.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 42. And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now Goff. Going underneath, Gibbs has it. He's across midfield. And finally brought down at the 38. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
A great job there, and that old cliche, taking what the defense gives you, comes right into play. Nothing too out of the ordinary about the throw. Just a little dump off over the middle. But what is out of the ordinary is what he did with it after the catch. Not only did he grab the ball, but how about the significant yardage he picked up after he pulled it in.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They'll go again with Gibbs. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Goff now to throw. That's into the hands of Jones. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4. Feet short of the marker, 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
He'll buy some time, and he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Lions turned away on 4th down, and the Chiefs' defense comes up with a stop. They called the blitz, and they get to the quarterback, overwhelming the O-line.
And I would love to know, we'll find out later on, was that called before the play, or did they audible into it? Because defenses change plays as well as offenses. Sometimes they get the set they want. They go right to the blitz, and in this case, they nailed it. Got right to the quarterback. No chance on that 4th down.
We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter from KC. It's the Chiefs in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. There he goes, left side. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Big gains in succession. Last one was over 20. This one over 30. Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff. And when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only are they controlling the initial contact, they're actually utilizing what they call the stream, the next 2 to 3 seconds to continue to move people.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So holding will scratch off some of that return.
And I know fans get frustrated when they see penalties of this sort on kick returns, but it is difficult to do it right against these moving targets at full speed. Hard to do.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better, had time to survey the field, and still couldn't find an open receiver.
Now a 2nd and 10. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Off-play action. Here's Goff. Now he'll take a shot for Peoples-Jones. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's all the way across the 50 before he's finally pushed out of bounds. A big play there for Detroit. 41 yards.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. Goff now looking to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And some space here. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards.
We really didn't have any doubt that he was going to be one of the top-rated rookies coming into the league, especially as a runner. And he's given us no reason to change our minds. That's a big-time run, and the production that he showed us in college is translating very well into the National Football League.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, Goff. That's complete to Laporta. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
A 3-yard pickup brings us 2nd and 7 at the 15-yard line.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. That's to the tight end, Laporta. They'll give him 4 yards there. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Two minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. 3rd and 3. Now it's Goff. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And the Lions are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
As you know, so many things in the passing game are based on yardage. Sometimes it's just based on timing. And that's what we saw right there on that play. 3rd and 3. Just get the ball right to the receiver.
Is the hitch route. Tell us, what is the hitch route?
Yeah, just take really one step like you're driving off the line of scrimmage, get the defensive back on his heels, get the ball out to the receiver, and he does the rest.
No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. So stuff from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create, and if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
Gibbs is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. This is 3rd and goal. This Chiefs defense, they're giving it all they got. Montgomery. Oh, Montgomery just unable to twist free as they hit him short of the line to gain. Can this defense hold him out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And the ball is going to be going back to the Chiefs. The Chiefs going to go back on offense one final time in this first half. And they may be content to take this 7-0 lead into the locker room. We'll see. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
2nd and 10. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. So we've reached halftime with just the lone touchdown here. 7-0 is our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, back to you guys in just a moment, but welcome everyone to our Creative Village studios in the EA Sports Halftime Report. We were treated to an excellent first half from the gunslinger, Patrick Mahomes. His touchdown pass is the only score of the game thus far, as his guys hold a 7-0 lead to this point.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Just the one touchdown in that first half. 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Lions offense now with the football first here to begin quarter number 3. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
That's on the guard, Kevin Zeitler, first-round pick back in 2012. Goff. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. They'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
What do they have for this? 3rd and 11. Now gone. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 23 yards on the play.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Here's Goff. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And in for the Lions touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, 47 yards. And the Lions are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Well, it took them a little while, but they are on the board here in this third quarter, and now with a chance to tie this up.
And it gives them a chance to exhale just a little bit, right? Because most of the time, if your first points come in the second half, you're often hopelessly out of the game, but not in this case. Now they have something to build on and a chance to mount a comeback.
Michael Badgley on for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. That time, a 6-play drive. And Jahmyr Gibbs finished it all off with a touchdown grab. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Hardman going to bring it out of the end zone. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Mecole Hardman. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Chiefs.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from the special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
Butker now to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. And no doubt one of the most, if not the most exciting play we'll see in this game. The kick return all the way to the end zone for 6 points. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
At the 27-yard line.
Now a play fake, and it's gone. They got his man complete. Down the left sideline. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison Williams, 73 yards. And the Lions are an extra point away from drawing level. And that time, he came out of the slot for that big play downfield for the score.
I think what we just saw there, partner, is what we call scheming a guy open. Put him in the slot, know that he has tremendous speed. What you're doing with your other receivers is likely running shorter routes to draw the attention closer to the line of scrimmage, to give him a chance to get downfield and turn it into a one-on-one route, often against the safety. You like your odds when he's running against the safety. His speed usually wins, and it did on that play.
Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score it. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Hardman, he is not going to bring this out, so they will start the drive at the 25. And out come the Chiefs now. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. They'll start the drive here with Pacheco. Fighting him off. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That good for 22 and a 1st down. Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier,
but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles, gain some additional yardage.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. Moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Flush to his right. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's 2nd down. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. And again, it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
A run by Pacheco on 2nd down. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. Here's Mahomes, 3rd and goal. And that will not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. We're back now in KC. All square, 14 apiece to score as we get ready for the 4th quarter. So a big one coming now for Harrison Butker. And they fake it. They pitch to the tight end. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Lion defense able to come up there with a goal line stand. What do you think, Charles? Too big of a risk? I mean, why not just take the lead there here in the 4th?
I know many subscribe to the theory that fortune favors the bold. And in this situation, that was a bold move. Faking it in that situation, fortune didn't shine out on them in that case. Now they've got to play defense and try and prevent them from scoring and losing this one.
To throw on 2nd down is gone. Got St. Brown running the quick slant here. And St. Brown going to have the Lions 1st down as he's going to get this up to the 20-yard line.
And the Lions 1st down.
Gibbs straight ahead. Down the numbers. There he goes. He's on his way. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Lions strike quickly to take the lead here in the 4th. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded right at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. KC's offense ready to take over. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the fourth quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Mahomes now on first down. He's going to look deep, end zone for Hopkins. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Trying to get a big strike right there and hopefully tie this game up in the late going. But the coverage was there, and this winds up incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now here's Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Pacheco. A solid stiff arm. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another first down. Now it's Mahomes again. Being chased out left. And he'll just get rid of it.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown. Rashee Rice, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying this game here in the fourth. Those are the touchdowns that aren't just scored on Sundays or on Monday night. Those are the ones that are scored during the week because they had that preparation and a great route run.
Oh, I love that observation because you don't just roll out on game day and say, okay, go run this route and let's get it done. That means exactly what you said. The practice had to occur beforehand, which led to the timing, which led to the touchdown.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. This taken in at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. But Jahmyr Gibbs and the rest of the offense headed back out. He has been a factor in a multitude of ways. Over 100 yards rushing. He's approaching that number in the receiving category, too.
And you know why I've always respected guys who can have these types of games? As a runner, you're going through a pile. People are raking at the football all the time. Your hands can...
And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. It was Leo Chanel who got in to drop him. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Setting up the screen, this is Gibbs. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Here's Hardman to return. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
As a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, 31 yards. And the Chiefs have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And a long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. So here's Goff and the Lions. Down 28-21. A minute 52 to play. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. Connects with Peoples-Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Goff. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And the Chiefs have just about sewn up this football game.
I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with a minute 6 left to go in the game. Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up. Oh, he bowls over it. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Again, it's Pacheco. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
On 3rd down, it's Pacheco. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column.
And that's the type of run that they're looking for because they'll need to continue to rely on him to move the sticks in this tight game in order to preserve this lead.
It's first and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Pacheco is into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time, he had the speed to win that race.
Butker on for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive, 6 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Raymond now on the return. And able to get this out to the 25. Here's first and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpire's got different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
Yeah, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaughan. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Chiefs victorious here as we say so long from Arrowhead.